space, just my luck, put me on where you understand.
What's up, everyone? How you guys and gals doing? Tomorrow, Monday, we're taking off for Memorial Day. That would be the morning show as well as Motorcycle Madhouse, the second half. Everybody has heard about this. Mike, Marco, and myself were actually doing live coverage of the event of New Mexico. And not good at all for anybody. I know there's been updates from Marco and Black Dragon as well, so I won't bore you with a lot more details. Yes, we found out that it was the Waterdogs and the Bandidos. And one thing that really gets me about people is when you're doing a live stream and you're reading the comments from people, they automatically assume it's coming from you. We're just interacting with the audience. No, and we said it a million times, we didn't know who was involved. It was the comment section that we were reading that was putting out suggestions. So it's like, man, just watch the whole damn video or something before you make a comment. But it is coming out that the Waterdogs and the Bandidos were the ones involved in this, and it is a sticky situation out there. The cops ain't too damn happy. The townspeople ain't too happy. The mayor isn't too happy. And that isn't good for clubs. Not at all. And you know what? I've always been the first one to say it's only individuals within the club that make things hard. But how long am I going to be able to use that one? Just think about it. How long am I going to be able to use with that one? I was watching Marco's and Black Dragon's video, and one thing that did come up was these smaller clubs are just tired of these dominants trying to push them around, bully them, whatever they're, you say. It isn't like it used to be. People just don't deal with that anymore. So I have to ask myself, why the hell don't the dominants just leave the smaller clubs alone? Wouldn't it be easier? Wouldn't it be easier and better for the membership where they're not getting killed, they're not getting arrested, serving time in prison, numbers dropping, if the big clubs just left the smaller clubs alone? Because the cat's out of the bag. There's all these clubs all over the place. How are you going to try to regulate them? Tradition is gone. I know the MC protocol channels are out there. They're trying to keep up with it. But let's be honest. It's not that way anymore. People don't care about the tradition. People don't care about protocols. They just want to ride their motorcycles, be free, like it was supposed to be. And now you have a major incident at a rally that has really pissed off the local cops. Hell, you had this one cop giving a press conference that said, 1 mile an hour over, we're busting you. If you're in a patch, we're busting you. And I know all the club members are going to come back and say, hey, they're picking on it. I don't know, man, if that can be used anymore. Don't you think you got to look yourself in the mirror how much money that was lost on the business's part? There were people trying to have a good time and came in on this stuff. I don't even know if that rally will take place next year. And if it does, they'll probably say no colors. It's just, I think the citizens are tired of it. I think those that are in smaller clubs are tired of it. And let's be honest, a lot of the major clubs have become just like the AMA. The reason they split off the AMA was because they didn't want to abide by their rules. And now it's become full circle, if you will, where the clubs are acting just like the AMA. So what's that say? You got a lot more people that have came into the motorcycle scene than ever before. And people say, well, the government's going to kill clubs. No, they ain't. The clubs are going to do it. because clubs are going to lose so many members that they're going to cease to exist. A lot of, I've seen some dominants. They used to have 25, 30 guys in a club. Now they're down to 6 to 10. That's because nobody wants to be around them. Nobody wants to be involved in that kind of nonsense anymore. I don't know what's so hard to understand about something like that. People don't want it. And like I've said, because you'll see these comments, live by the sword, die by the sword, or, everybody's a 1%er until they have to do 1%er shit. Nobody signs up for that, man. And that's usually the morons that are going around that probably don't even own a bike. Or if they do, they want to be something so bad it's unreal and they want this image so they look cool when they say it. Let's be honest, those are the type of people that do it. And it is something sad, and I know a lot of people are going to get pissed at BD for what he said, but you got to agree with him. This is nonsense. We already got a Democratic administration that wants to take away our guns. And something like this keeps letting it happen. They will cherry pick anything they can use to take your guns away. I'm a big supporter of the Second Amendment, and this right here is BS. And if it's true, because I don't believe everything the news is saying, but if it is true that this was over a picture being taken by the other club with somebody else somebody didn't like, how freaking childish can you get? People are dead over that. And you want us to come back and say, well, it's a motorcycle club, not a gang. Shut up with that, stupid. Come on, over a picture. And I think you're seeing a lot of creators say, oh, wait a second here. We better start being more balanced in our approach of doing this kind of stuff. Because let's admit it, independents, they outnumber everybody, and they're a big part of this scene. And maybe we have to show their side as well. A lot of independents are sick and tired of this stuff. They go and spend thousands of dollars to go to a rally, and next thing, some stuff like this happens. Could you imagine being an independent coming down from Minnesota to New Mexico, have a good weekend with your old lady, and next thing you know, cops are every damn where, people were shot. I'd be pissed off too if I was them. And that's why you see a lot of independents that are turning against MCs. I had blinders on when it came to this kind of stuff, where they're just independents, whatever. But no, it's some serious concerns if you look at it for real. Let's take a look at this video right here, and boy, do they know how to use gangbanger, man.
Have a good time. These gangbangers who are lawless, and what they are gangbangers, choose to have a 3-day sleepover in New Mexico, and not follow any of our laws and bully people around here. And that's not going to be tolerated for the rest of this weekend or any Memorial Days moving forward. So that's all I have for now. I believe I'm the only one speaking, so if you have any questions, now would be the time.
Will Red River be shutting down today? Will festivities continue going on? Anything along those lines?
I can't answer that. I don't have control of that. But yeah, if they're a gangbanger, it's not going to be a fun next 2 days. I can assure you that. So whether it's open or closed, it's not going to be a good time.
There you go right there, man. They are using gangbanger like it ain't going out of style. I can also see the route that the cops are going to take. That's what they're going to use for the general public. And what's funny is they know that clubs are going to walk in to that distinction right there. And they're going to say, hey, it's going to be easy for them to prove that the clubs are gangs because of what's being seen. This went international while we were on air within a few minutes. Everybody had this. Everybody. And it's making a great story for all those pundits, if you will, that don't like bikers, or those pundits that don't like guns. We walk right into it. And what's even worse that really killed me here? There was a 26-year-old that got killed over this. 26 years old. Come on, really? Yes, there was others killed. There was chapter presidents killed. What the hell is wrong? Seriously, 26 years old. It could have been your son. Your grandson. Why? If it's over a picture? And you always want to, you know what? You wish you to see those naysayers that say, well, this is what the life's about and they're not the ones in it. You just want to knock the hell out of them people. You don't have anything to say. You just want to act out on the internet where this is real life people that are dying. But I do think it's coming back to the fact that the dominance is pushed just too hard on people. They're not dealing with it anymore. And maybe the dominants need to understand that. Or there's going to be these kind of problems where they're losing members to either the grave or prison. I'm just trying to be totally honest here. Now, take a look at this. And I really like some of this stuff here. I took a few comments from the comment section on the video. It's over for 1%. Just watch the press conference. They are not playing games anymore with MC. And this is from Abram. Thanks for this, Abram. They said they're pulling everybody running their license. They said if you have a warrant or anything illegal, they're going to arrest them. They said anything suspicious counts for probable cause. They have roadblocks set up. The ABCs have been there watching them. All this over a picture one club took pic with another club. That's what the news is saying. Waterdogs, MC, Bandidos. Glad I live as a civilian. I saw this coming 10 years ago. And what can you argue with right there? You really can't. These incidences so far in that press conference, they mentioned Oklahoma. They mentioned Lubbock. And now this. I guess the Texas police were watching Bandidos go all the way to the border of Texas, and they knew where they were going, so then they added cops over in New Mexico. You can't blame other people for what's happening. You gotta look at yourself in their mirror. Let's go on to another one here. Joe, the clubs will bring on their own demise. With the rampant mass shootings and public outcry for justice, the feds can and will shut down all 1% clubs. The feds have many tools at their disposal to shut them down. Not to mention, if these clubs are classified as domestic terror organizations, it's over. And I actually did bring that up on the live. If you're hit with domestic terrorists, you got Patriot Acts to coming in right there. The public at large will not tolerate this type of behavior much longer. We're already seeing it. Bars and Harley-Davidson dealerships posting signs banning any club colors and support gear on their premise. Wake up. The public is finished with this nonsense. And you got to ask yourself, is the public finished? Are they done? Do they want to deal with this kind of crap any longer? And I would have to say independents don't. Because I was watching all the independents talking in the conversation just yesterday to take a little freaking snippet of what's happening in the scene. And they were literally pissed. Because, again, a lot of these guys spend a ton of money to go to these rallies. And that's not even including vendors. Could you imagine how much money you got to put out for a booth? What, like $2,500 for a booth? You got to make that back. You got to make your taxes. And then hopefully you make a good living off of that to profit on. But now it was cut short. The mayor came out and wanted all businesses closed. They want to shut down the town. And you got to remember, there's only like 500 people there in that town in off season. You did this with over 20,000 bikers there? Are you serious? Did you not think you were going to get caught? Honestly, there's over 20,000 people there. You think you're not going to get caught? You don't think that people are going to have cameras out? Even the cop came out and said, hey, if you got video, which we know you will, send it over. You are turning the public against you. And what the independents are pissed off about is you're turning the public against them, and they have nothing whatsoever to do with it. Nothing to do with it. And that's what is sad right there. Let's go to another one. Drago. Of all the events to decide to show their asses, thanks for the respect to all the brothers and sisters I left on the battlefield. And a lot of people are pissed off it happened on Memorial Day weekend of all dates. And then he goes on, don't forget to go do a toy run to make it up. He was a vet, and he's pissed off. And I think a lot of people were pissed off because everybody was supposed to remember the people that fell for this country. Instead, there was a shootout. But do you think it's over for a lot? You can't go and claim profiling when this kind of stuff happens. Everything that you gain in a profiling fight sets you back. And you know what? I know how they're going to do it. I think I do. I've been doing this Australian bikie law stuff, and yes, it'll be coming out, but I really want to learn about it first. I think they're going to use gang enhancements to do what they need because it's illegal by the First Amendment. You can't, you can be a part of any organization you want. But gang enhancement's a whole different tool that they got in their toolbox, if you will. So they could use something like that. And also, we've seen civil RICOs. Civil RICO cases brought up against an entire club. Nobody goes to jail, but they're getting their money. And another thing clubs are going to have to start worrying about is the effect where somebody gets killed, the individual's family sues the whole entire club. And it has been done. And I've talked about the Southern Poverty Law Center and the Aryan Nation. They took their whole property away from them, everything that they had, because of some killings. Don't think that can't happen to your club. And I know a lot of people are going to get pissed. Why, Hollywood, why'd you say that? Well, because it's true. That could happen. How much more do you think in a modern society this can go on without any repercussions whatsoever? That's why I just don't understand. Hey, you know what? You're the bigger club, whatever. You got your support clubs. Another one don't want to be a part of you. They want to be neutral, whatever they want to do. Just leave them alone. Because you know what? These clubs aren't taking it no more. They're not going to deal with you doing that. They're grown men. And this generation's a whole lot different. Like I said, protocol and tradition, gone. Don't even know why people talk about protocol on YouTube or TikTok. I don't even know why they do it, because it's not done that way anymore. I'm just saying. Anyway, again, we're going to take the day off on Monday. We'll be back Tuesday live with China Doll. Don't forget to go over to www.motorcyclemadhouse.com. 24/7 over there, baby. You can listen to the radio, and I put a chat room in there too, so hopefully that thing works. You know, my computer programming skills ain't the best, so we'll see if it works during a live. But leave your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know what you think of what's happening. I'm sure we're going to have a lot more of this coming up this week, because there'll be updates after updates. You just watch. Join the Insane Throttle Members Only Club on YouTube or Spotify and receive exclusive content Monday through Friday at 9:20 a.m. Central Standard Time. Your membership in the Throttle Club helps keep the show going strong. The Motorcycle Madhouse Morning Show now streaming over on Rumble and YouTube Monday through Friday at 8:15 a.m. Central Standard Time. Tune in Mondays live at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on YouTube for the Madhouse Monday Night Raw with Hollywood and Marco. Grab a beer or